What if I told you there was a time in WWE history where they broke every single rule, where legends were made and broken, and the lines between good and evil were completely blurred? But one thing is for sure, it was never boring. And today, we're going to break down why. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you the most extreme and unpredictable era in sports entertainment history, the Attitude Era. Now, the key word here is anti-authority, because these characters were like the middle fingers to the man. They flipped the bird to authority and told the corporation to shove their morals where the sun do not shine. We re-gone? Nah, take a trip back to the late 90s, when WWE was on the brink of greatness or ruin, depending on who you ask. His rebellious spirit and his love-hate relationship with the fans was like nothing we'd ever seen before. His ability to manipulate and deceive was like watching a shark swim through the waters of professional wrestling. Then there was the legendary Jim Ross, who called these events as if they were happening right there in the commentary booth. His southern charm and colorful language made every moment feel more intense. Austin was the blueprint for the characters that followed. When he busted a move, the crowd went wild. No era would be complete without its fair share of screw jobs, betrayals, and shocking moments. And trust me, the Attitude Era had them all. The crowd went wild when he raised the title above his head and poured the beer from the championship belt. It was a moment that symbolized the changing times in professional wrestling. Austin wasn't just a champion, he was a voice for the voiceless. The two were known for their incredible acrobatic moves and high-flying maneuvers. The villains also got their moments to shine. Who could forget the time when Triple H, from Stone Cold's signature black t-shirt and jeans to The Undertaker's signature black hat and coat, the wrestlers were known for their unique and edgy style. It was a time when anything went, and the boundaries were pushed to the limit. Which wrestler was your favorite? What was your favorite moment from this iconic time in professional wrestling history? Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear from you. Love it or hate it. You have to admit that the Attitude Era was one hell of a ride. The crowd was going wild, and I could unhelp but get swept up in the energy. It was a moment that sparked my passion for professional wrestling, and I've been hooked ever since. It was a reflection of the times, a time when grunge and hip-hop were all the rage. We've got videos on the top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time, the most shocking moments in wrestling history, and even the weirdest championship in professional wrestling. Until next time, stay safe, stay awesome, and remember, the greatest era in professional wrestling history was the Attitude Era. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Fans wanted to look like their favorite wrestlers, and merchandise flew off the shelves. Now, China captured both the WWE Championship and the WWF Tag Team Championship at the same time. It was a dominant display of power and precision, leaving fans in awe of their abilities. But their partnership was shattered when Michaels decided to give Janity the elbow drop from the top rope, a move that would end any wrestler's career. During the Attitude Era, he was known as the Deadman, and he was feared by everyone. The Royal Rumble matches were legendary, with wrestlers from all over the world coming together to compete in a battle royal. It was a showcase of athleticism and endurance, with the winner going on to face the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. The women's division was also making waves during this time, with wrestlers like Sable and Trish Stratus pushing the boundaries of what women could do in professional wrestling. They weren't just eye candy, they were tough competitors who held their own in the ring. From his creepy entrance to his devastating chokeslam, The Undertaker was a force to be reckoned with. He competed in some of the most memorable matches of the era, including his Hell in a Cell match against Mankind. It was a brutal, no-holds-barred match that left fans on the edge of their seats. The Undertaker emerged victorious, cementing his status as the Deadman. In an instant, Janity was left paralyzed, and the crowd was stunned into silence. This wasn't just a match. It was a brutal reminder that in the world of professional wrestling, there are no friendships, only rivals. From Stone Cold's unforgettable stunner to the infamous Montreal Screwjob, these moments left us on the edge of our seats. Remember the storyline where Kane was obsessed with his sister, The Undertaker? Or when the Big Boss Man dressed up as Santa Claus and tried to kidnap Mrs. Claus? These storylines may seem ridiculous now, but back then they were considered edgy and controversial. And that's exactly what made the Attitude Era so popular. It wasn't for the storylines, it was for the attitude. And when he flipped off the camera, well, you knew you were witnessing something special. But before we do that, if you're a fan of this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. If you're new here, consider following because there are new videos every single day. During the Attitude Era, the WWE Championship seemed to change hands faster than you could say Stone Cold Stunner. This kept fans on their toes and made every match feel like it could be the main event. With that said, let's take a trip back to the past. Alright, so let's start off with the most important aspect of the Attitude Era, which was the stars of the show. His electrifying presence and trash-talking skills were like a shot of adrenaline straight into your veins. The Rock was the people's champion, but he wasn't afraid to turn on them either. That unpredictability is what made him so damn fascinating. Take Stone Cold, for example. He was the anti-hero that started it all. Then came The Rock. You couldn't talk anti-establishment without mentioning the Great One. And let's not forget about other iconic figures from this era like Triple H, who played the role of the rich, arrogant, good-looking guy who got everything handed to him on a silver platter. Then you had Mankind, who was the epitome of pain and suffering, but still managed to capture the WWE Championship. There was Kane, the big red monster who was always lurking around, waiting to burn everything down. And how can I forget about the beautiful yet ruthless Sable? And let's not forget about the oddities like the Godfather and the Big Boss Man. These characters pushed the boundaries and made us question everything we thought we knew about wrestling. But it wasn't just about the wrestlers. It was also about the managers, the so-called evil masterminds behind the mayhem. Look at Paul Heyman, for instance. But let's be real. One of the most shocking moments during this time was when Shawn Michaels turned on his best friend and tag team partner, Marty Jannetty. But that's not all. We also saw some truly bizarre feuds during this time. Now let's talk about the ultimate prize in professional wrestling, the championship. Take the time when Stone Cold Steve Austin won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 14, but it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows for the anti-heroes. Speaking of dominance, let's talk about the legendary career of The Undertaker. But amidst all the chaos and controversy, there were still moments of brilliance in the Attitude Era. But the Attitude Era wasn't just about the wrestling, it was also about the fashion. Overall, the Attitude Era was a cultural phenomenon that left an indelible mark on professional wrestling. So what are your thoughts on the Attitude Era? As for me, I'll always remember the first time I saw Stone Cold Steve. Austin walked down the ramp at WrestleMania 13. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of our other awesome content. With that said, it's time to go. I've got a match to watch and a beer to drink. Thank you so much for watching.